I want to say that yes, Black Big Brother Niger. You know, there's always this confusion for me between Blackberry and Big Brother. Whenever we say BB, anyways, it's Big Brother Niger. It's starting. Hooray! Congratulations, Nigerians. So, at least there's another topic to change to now. After all of you are done shouting Coza, rape, this one, that one, pastor step down. There's something to always go back to. You know, so we have a new topic. You know, Nigeria is so interesting that before you are done with one topic, another one is already waiting for you. All right. By the time they finish losing all the money, we'll still be grappling with, you know, minor things. But anyways, Nigeria is also another funny country in the sense that when we fight one thing and say we don't like one aspect of it, by the time we are done, you know, fighting the rape issue of pastor of Coza Church, Nigerians will now start sitting back in their room to be watching another aspect and enjoying the erotic moments and dramas in episodes. Amen. So that's the kind of country we are in. So after condemning, criticizing, banning, decreeing, rejecting, rebuffing, reproaching, reprimanding the alleged rapists, all right, the next thing is we'll now sit back in our respective rooms and start watching and enjoying, you know, the ones that are happening in the corner of, you know, a reality show. All right, season film ni Nigerians only one you ton funny country, funny people. All right, so away from that, let me congratulate Nigerians quickly that, you know, I learned that, you know, your super eagles are currently being humbled to ordinary chickens. Super eagles, ordinary chickens. I stopped following sports for a very long time, especially because I observed that they were just whipping Nigeria every time I wanted to console myself by watching football. And if I watch Nigerian Football League because I want to be patriotic, they end up letting me down. So I just gave up at some point, like, guys, I'm not watching this thing again. So I stopped watching football. All right, but let's get into the art of the matter. I see all of you. You're welcome. Bankole Falano. Yeah. Okay, Bankole Falano, you called me earlier today. Yeah. I have not seen your friend request, but you said you did a friend request to me on Facebook. But I'll check it. Other end, everybody, you're welcome. Martin Sabeke, Isioma Irife, all of you are welcome. Bam Joshi. All right, so let's get into the heart of the matter today. So earlier today, I joined the protesters in Lagos, and I came to the understanding that there are actually 5 categories of people in this matter. All right, category number 1 are those who came out genuinely because they ate the matter and story and report about rape, and they wish that something can be done drastically about it to bring it to an end. Maybe I belong to that category, but I was so interested in seeing that anything rape, I just ate it. All right, there's another category of victims who also ate it, but who cannot speak out and have decided to hide or to take this platform to come out and also vent. That's category number 2. There's a category number 3, those who have also been abused but who are accommodated by their own abusers. Let me clarify that. You know, it is very possible that somebody like Nigerian government does this to all of us many times over and over, you know, like they steal all your money, loot, and then bring some of you closer and are giving you peanuts so that you don't make noise, or so that you don't shout, or so that when others are shouting, you are supporting them and saying, I've met him, he's a good person. No. The same thing happens in religion. All right, so there's a number 3 category of those who are equally abused, all right, but have come to love their abusers. Those are the ones you will see on social media saying, so what, forget it happened, or leave it, let God judge him, don't be the judge. You know, those ones are still in the church. You know, somebody can abuse you and you still love the abuser. Shit happens, you know. There's a category number 4. Those that wish that they were the ones so abused. I'm telling you, yes, I know Nigerians. There's a category of people who wish that they were the ones so abused, and it is just as a matter of envy that they are coming out to protest. Let me clarify that a little more. They see the guy, be like, oh boy, this guy fine, I like him, but I can't have him, so let me envy him. I know girls, I am talking from experience. I know girls, they are like that. All right. Somebody earlier today said they looked at the quality of people attending the church and they are coming out of the church, and the person said, "Ha, I was slave queen gonna tell what's the church is so bad no sheni ma rape, bad no sheni ma ba won sun." I'm like, you don't say such thing. They may look like, not everybody that looks pretty dresses to open the navel and reveal the cleavage that is a slave queen or that is an ashawo. So you got to get this thing very clearly, right? Now, I told the person that even if it is a slave queen church, as far as the person does not give you consent to have her, it is rape. The underlying factor in a rape is absence of consent. That the consent is missing is what makes it a rape. All right. So even if the person is an ashawo, dresses seductively, blah blah blah, or attractively, whatever the case that tempted you, the moment the person does not give you, the consent, I mean, you cannot. How do you even enjoy when you rape? I don't understand. Sorry, pivots out of my word. Now, having said that, that is the category number 4. Those that wish that they were the ones that the perpetrator actually approached, because they love the guy, looking at him, says sweet guy, but because they can't have access to him, they envy him. Then the last category are the touch not my anointed people. Those ones, whatever, they are just the religious set of people who don't care. Whatever you say about the pastor, they are the ones who have submitted their souls. And that category is the most dangerous, and I'm going to tell you why it is so dangerous. It is dangerous because they are the ones worshiping the pastor. Like I said yesterday in the broadcast, that sometimes people should let the pastor step down, and the reason is very simple. If the pastor does not step down, there is no way you will separate the name of the church from the scandal that is currently rocking the name of the pastor. For instance, Google Coza now. As we are doing this, just Google Coza and see the lineup of things that are being said about Coza. It is because of one person that was alleged. One person was alleged, all right? And if you Google the name of the church right now, that is what is popping up. That is what is popping up. So how about you step? If it were a member that does this, or somebody who is an usher in the church that is so alleged, guess what would have happened by now? He would have set up a disciplinary panel, temporarily suspended the usher, blah blah blah. But why do you people do these things to church members and other workers of the church, but you will not allow that same punishment or disciplinary action be meted to the pastor? It's just the same thing when you go to Redeem and the general overseer is retiring his AGOs, claiming that they are aged. Some of them are not even as old as he is, but he's retiring them for whatever reason. Maybe they know too much already. All right, he's retiring them. But how about himself? When is he going to retire? He will never retire, but he will be retiring others who are in the service with him. And so when I say the last category is the most dangerous, and the reason is that they are the ones who worship the pastors. And I'll make another example of Redeem, maybe because that is where my own background is. In Redeem, if you go to Redemption Camp, for instance, you discover that there are a lot of people who go to the campground, sit down, be looking, dozing and sleeping when other invited ministers are preaching. They will not talk. They'll just be mumbling. No. Oh yeah, rise up. Let us pray. Father, in Jesus' name, they'll just sit down. They are waiting for what? Adeboye to climb the pulpit. It is when Adeboye climbs the pulpit. In fact, some people will even be telling the usher, please, I want to sleep. Wake me when Pastor Adeboye climbs the pulpit. Please don't disturb me. And they will even give the usher a hint. Please wake me up when Pastor Adeboye climbs the pulpit. And I put it to those people, if you are in that category, I put it to you that you are worshiping Adeboye, not God. Yes. Because there were other ministers who were praying and leading prayer points. You were not praying, you were not joining them. You were waiting for Adeboye to climb the pulpit because that is the only time you believe that you can pray. And that is the only face you can see, and your prayer is answered. I'm not saying you cannot tie your faith to, but if you check it well, you are worshiping Adeboye. It is very simple logic. Very simple. You are worshiping Adeboye. The same thing. And now I understand that there are some expertise and their personal genetic reasons why people may like certain people. It's the same reason why some people say Objectv is live. They just like to see that Shegun guy, that ugly boy. But some people say he talks sense sometimes, he talks sense most times, or he talks sense every time. I just like the way he talks. Alright. I know get sweet voice like some people, alright. But I know see the way I talk, some people just like him. The moment they say Objectv is live, they're coming up. I understand. A lot of people love Pastor Adeboye because of the humility factor. You know, that is his selling point. The same thing applies at Winners Chapel, where many people will not come to church if Pastor Bishop Oyedepo is not around. They just love to see him, maybe because of the way he deploys his wit and talks aggressively sometimes. Some people just love it. You know. All right. So there are a lot of reasons like that. But if you watch it carefully, if you're in that category, you are worshiping your pastor. All right. So I have some people today on social media who are attacking me when I said I think the pastor should actually step down, because if you Google Coza right now, anything around Coza right now is around the pastor who is being so the scandal of rocking the pastor's name has smeared the name of the church. And I think they should separate the institution of the church from the name of the person who has been so alleged. And the best way to do that is to allow the man step down. Alright, so that when he steps down, submitting himself for investigation or clears the matter. Alright, and then by the time that matter is cleared and the dust is settled, it can then come back. But for now, let the name of the church be the name of the church, and the church continues to serve his purpose. Separate the man from the church by letting him step down. Irony. You say, so for what? For what? Why will he step down? I'm like, I'm just feeling concerned. Let the man allow the name of the church to continue while he steps down temporarily, to allow this matter settle and the dust also settle. It's a very simple thing now. Go check out now. That's the only thing we are asking you people to impress on your pastor to do. I'm not interested in taking over the church. Shay, am I a member of the church? Am I a Yahoo boy? I'll come to questions, please. I'll come. I'll come. Ajibola, thank you. Gossipalin. Oh yeah, I get. So and I'm like, guys, have you googled the name of your church this afternoon as you are closing from church? Have you googled the name of your church? Do you know what's the only thing that pops up right now? So guys, let us understand these things. Now let me now come to that was for yesterday. We talked about stepping down and the importance of it. But today I want to say, if he refuses to step down, do you know that the church might be joined in the suit? Church might be, that's another implication. The church might be joined in the suit as second defendant for harboring, aiding and abetting an alleged rapist, because we kept him in the position. All right, because we kept him in the position. It doesn't have to be guilty yet. It doesn't have to be guilty. We are not stepping down. Does not mean he's guilty. Stepping down means a honorable action of separating your name as the person so alleged and is facing investigation, to allow Do pastors not do it too? When they say, yeah, choir master slept with somebody or choir master did this, they will temporarily say, okay, distance yourself from that role, let another person continue, the assistant master or mistress continue, while the disciplinary committee is set up. By the time the disciplinary committee concludes its investigation, then they reinstate the choir master back, having been vindicated. It's as simple as that. Now, the reason why that should be is so as to separate the pastor or the person so alleged from the name of the institution. Because if you let it continue, if you don't separate the person from the institution, you will be giving a bad public and mass impression, which means that more people will continue to perceive the church as an institution or a place that harbors and protects alleged or supposed or perceived criminals. So that is exactly why I'm saying, guys, come, let this guy step down first of all, and let the name of the church continue to be while he clears the matter. If you can apply this rule with ushers, with choristers, with other members of the church, it can also apply to the pastor. Let him step down first of all. It's a temporary thing. Otherwise, we are going to leave this thing as a lasting impression. If he remains there, I go die there. It will continue to, the impression will continue to last. Grandstanding will not help you, and more people are even coming out because you are refusing to own up to what they say you did. Now, he said that he did not rape, and he has never raped in his life. I believe him. All right. He did not say that he did not have carnal knowledge of Busola. He only said it was not a rape. That's the way I interpret that letter. I have never raped in my life. Meaning, yes, it's simple. My own interpretation for it is that no lady has ever resisted me, so why should I rape? All right. I may have made the first move. She may have made the in most cases. All right. In most cases, the man makes the first move. All right. So you may have enjoyed it. She may have enjoyed it too, or you may have thought that she enjoyed it, but it may have meant another thing in the 16-year-old girl, and she's now coming out to say, oh, she didn't like it. Okay, so the pastor did not say she never had carnal knowledge of her. He only said he never raped her, that it was not a rape. Meaning that it probably happened. All right, it probably happened, but it was not a rape. Now, what is therefore wrong? See, another angle I want to come from is, if pastors tell members to confess their sins so that they can be forgiven, pastors too should be responsible. Confess your sin. And now, it was in the past, we had a good affair, but it was not a rape. I didn't rape her. It's a simple thing. This grandstanding will never take us anywhere. For how long now? Okay, with respect to the matter, well, I think I want to temporarily step down so that the church will not be affected in this scandal. But let me quickly make my point clear and put it forward and very factually. Yes, I know her, and then we used to be friends. We were intimate and close friends, but I never raped her. I will believe you more then than denier. I will believe you more than denier. Yes. All right, I'll believe you more. All right, so that's exactly the matter. So I want to say, please, Pastor Fatoyinbo, don't let them sue the church as a second defendant in this suit that they are bringing to you. All right, I know that you know more than I do, because you knew they were bringing it. Yes, they had been talking to you. They had been trying to make you. They had been approaching you, in an amicable manner, and you were doing grandstanding, which was why they decided to go public. I know that you know about this thing more than me, But what I'm simply advising now is that you already took some wrong steps ahead, all right, by not owning up that you had carnal knowledge of her. You are still doing grandstand. You never raped before means what she is reporting was not a rape, all right, but you have not denied having carnal knowledge of her. We are not stupid too. We are public. We are not stupid. But that one aside, what I'm now saying is, having taken some wrong steps ahead already, can we now begin to say, let us do the proper thing going forward? Step down, submit yourself for investigation, or if not for investigation, go for reconciliation with the family, and whatever to be you want to do it, and remove the name of the church from this scandal, so that the church can continue without being affected by your scandal or by the alleged scandal. All right, that's just it. Because the moment they sue the church, let me tell you the implication. The moment they sue the church alongside you, and the church is the second, the church will now be forced, all right, because they don't want to bear that legal burden alongside moral burden. The church will now be forced to say, okay, while you're undergoing trial, that you should go and face the trial while the church continues. It will still happen. And if the church does not want to do that because you are overloading your interest and opinion on them, guess what will happen? Part of the prayer of suing the church for this kind of a thing is that they may be praying that the church is harboring, aiding, and abetting, and as such is a threat to the society. The society cannot coexist alongside a rapist den called church, because it is dangerous to young people in the society. And the prayer will be that the court should pronounce the church closed down. If they close the church down, will you still be a pastor of that church? No. And you know the punishment for rape too, if they eventually establish it against you. So a pastor in prison cannot be pastoring somebody else who's definitely second. I'm not saying you are guilty. I believe in your innocence. It was not a rape. It was consensual. So what am I simply saying? You may not have even done it. I believe you. Whatever you say, I believe you. But what I'm simply saying is, what is honorable and morally right at this point is to step down and let the name of the church be separated. Because if you Google Coza right now, what you will see, guy, if you don't better, make you don't step down, so that they will just tag only your name and not the church, if it is a church. Because somebody is now Dagnet Johnson is saying that's not a church, that's a shrine. So let me take comments now. Johnson is asking what happened to your studio, brother. Yeah, for now I'll still be doing this because my studio camera fell off the tripod and it affected my ability to continue using my studio. So for now I'll be doing this temporary thing. I know a lot of people already are falling in love with the way comments will be dropping on the background instead of me reading the comments by myself. You know. All right. Gossiparine on YouTube. Reggie Williams on YouTube will say, for a 19-year-old allegation, saying the church will not hold water in court. It doesn't have to hold water. See, crime does not expire. Oh. Crime does not expire. She's coming out to confess at the possible convenient time. The time she finds courage to speak is when she spoke. All right. Crime does not expire. And she may not have spoken because she may have spoken because each time she sees the man on TV preaching, something strikes her. And she may have also spoken because more people are also, talking in confidence to her. You won't imagine that pastor did this to me. And she'll be remembering that the pastor did the same thing to her too. I'm just assumption. All right. So something must have prompted it. It's just like somebody come to report to you. Can you imagine so person, despite how much I respect him or her, did this to me? And you'll be like, he did the same to me. Another person comes and reports the same thing. Another person comes and says it. And many people, Women have network. They know who has slept with who. They know. Women, they know. All right. And for them to now learn that other younger girls are becoming prey already, somebody will have to step up one day and say, come, we have to stop this thing. Otherwise, in the name of religion, we'll continue to spoil our society. We don't want to grow another generation of people who are broken. That is why we have too many stupid people in this country already. If you go on social media, you see some people defending bullshit. You see some people defending analog leaders, and they are supposed to be people with brain. People who have been raped academically, who have no education. The government refused to fund education. You are raped mentally, you are raped, you are cheated, and you are still defending it. We have too many stupid people in this country already. You don't want to hurt broken people to it again. People whose hearts are broken. People who have been damaged, depressed people. You don't want to hurt it. It will be calamitous. And that's exactly why I'm saying, see, what has to be corrected at once, any time. The crime is for the pastor, not the church. Exactly, Reggie Williams. But what I'm saying is that the name of the church is being tagged along it, and the scandal is smearing the name of the church. There's no expiration date for a victim of crime to feel safe and comfortable to speak out. Yes, that's exactly the point, Johnson. Abamjose said on YouTube, those in power, any form, don't have any guiding laws. The law is for the commoners, you follow sheepishly. Touch not my anointed, but your anointed can touch everyone with his rod and staff. That's on Facebook Darknet. And on YouTube, I'm just saying it's an alleged crime. Let the law take its course. We are saying the same thing. See, there's difference between what is law and what is moral. Most laws take their roots from moral norms. Most laws, they take their roots from what is moral norms. So the essence of law is to put. See, was it Karl Marx that said the law is made for man and not man for law? Laws are created to protect the man. Man is not created to protect the law. It's not like that. So we have to understand this thing. Let the law take its course, we agree. But what we are saying is that the law has its roots in moral norms, moral codes. So if you can only be going to the extent of even using the law to try somebody if the person has failed morally. So morality is primary, law is secondary. Dear GM also says, which law are we even talking about here in Nigeria? You see, how can you be saying the law should take its course in Nigeria? Which law? How many times has law even taken its course in this country? How many times? We still have unresolved murder assassination cases, so June 12 and co. We still have daily givers cases. We still have so many, and you are waiting for law to take its course in Nigeria. Let's not waste our time. The reality is that, see, let's face it, all of these things we are talking about, we are wasting our time. The reality remains that morality supersedes law. Morality is primary, law is secondary. Before you can say you want to use the law to try somebody, the person has failed morally first of all. No, bring any case, bring any example, and I will tell you that the person first breached morality before you can say you want to go and bring law to try the person. So it is morally right for the pastor to say, okay, I don't want to drag the name of the church in this. Let me step aside and go and face or clear this matter, and then I'll come back. It's better than letting the church go all the way down because of this matter. And I want to salute that brother in church today who came out of the church to join the protest and said, yes, I agree, the pastor must step down to allow investigation while the church continues. Those are the people who can reason. You know, religion commands that you submit your brain and just obey instructions as commanded. But we now have a generation of people, few of them do, who can say, no, it should not be. Although we know that religion is a mid-history phenomenon. Alright, it generated from Middle History to serve a purpose then. It has finished its purpose, and we are supposed to be moving on as morally guided, civilized people. But we are still holding on and clutching on to religion. It's a very big problem. And that's why you see many people say, I always say it, we are practicing hypocrisy. That's what we practice in this country. We don't practice. You can't practice religion. Nobody can practice religion. What is your religion? And I'll tell you, you can never practice it. If you are a Muslim, for instance, Islam preaches total submission. You don't question authority. Authority in terms of parents, or authority in terms of imam and the rest of them. So if your father comes today and says, girl, Nami bonjour, this is my old-time friend, I want you to marry him so that I can be taking care of him for me. You know, something happened to him, this and that and that and that, and I want, he needs care. I want you to be, can you disobey your father? If you say, yeah, I can disobey my father, that means you are not religious, because religion preaches or encourages total submission, and it discourages questioning authority. But if you question your father at any time, you are not religious, so you can't practice religion. Don't waste your time. And if you say you are a Christian, can you practice Christianity? Christianity means being Christ-like. Can you be like Christ? Jesus Christ did not marry, he didn't have children. But one of the biggest goals of man today, in fact, people are congratulated and are revered the moment they marry and start having children. And you are claiming to be Christ-like. How now? So the best thing you can do for yourself is to be morally upright. You can't be religious. Religion wants you to submit your brain. Don't think, don't question anything, don't probe. Religion discourages probing. It discourages inquiry. It discourages questioning. So you cannot be religious. It's not possible. But we have people that are stupidly religious. That's why I said we have too many stupid people in this country. And it's very unfortunate. So the reason we have this kind of leaders we have today is because we have stupid voters too. People are just, they don't think. They just submit everything in their brain. They just open their brain, take everything out of it, dump it, and just be doing jara guru joro jara joro. Go to churches. It's very unfortunate. Your pastor has been alleged of rape serially, and the church was still having service today with members shouting and hailing their pastor. Because Pauline, religion has robbed us so much. Williams, Reggie, morality doesn't supersede law in court of law, though anywhere in this world. No, I'm saying morality is primary, law is secondary. All right. Every law seeks to protect moral codes. So before you can even bring the law, okay, if you want to try anybody for anything, the person must have first broken a moral code before you can say you want to use the law to try the person. Okay, steal. Is it morally right to steal? It's not. So you must have breached a moral code primarily before they bring the law secondarily to try you. So morality is primary, law is secondary. Dear GM says, James 1:27, religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this: to look after orphans and widows in their distress and to keep oneself. Sorry, I missed that. Okay, but I think I get what you're saying. Bamjoshi says, Uncle Shegun, I beg to differ. They do think, but with their stomach. That is not thinking now. It's not the same way when you allow, like I have, so there are some guys, it is their dick that directs their direction. It's their dick that directs them. Once their dick rises, pram, they are running after that girl. That girl will be disrespecting them. 13, 14-year-old girls will be calling you by name. That's why I always dissociate myself from many friends. If I notice that a girl that's supposed to be respecting you is disrespecting you, see, just do your. You know why? Because the moment the girl associates us together, she will think we are the same. She wants to also be disrespecting me because he disrespects you, because we share the same bed. I don't want to be in that category. Get it? They your lane, they do your bullshit. Make I day my lane. I prefer my respect to. So you don't let your dick think for you. You let your brain think for you. The same way you don't let your stomach think for you. See, but what is the motivation for people who go to church? I'm not sure they are collecting money from. They are the ones spending their money for their pastors now. Bamjoshi. Oliver Nsidibe, This is just the beginning of revolution in Nigeria, and it first starts in the church. And all our bad politicians in the country, both past and present, should for a revolution that will. Femi say we too dey overdo in Nigeria. Kilo day exactly. Martins Abekeji, revolution has started. Just wait and see different things popping up. Well, they will give us another thing to talk about. Big Brother Nigeria has started. So you may be expecting a revolution that will not happen. Bamjoshi, there's a nerve that connects the brain to the stomach, hence when they can only think with their stomach. I still don't see the connection between stomach and church, except for pastors. The members don't connect their brain with their stomach in church. All right, they are just being stupid, nothing more. Nothing more. They are the ones spending their money for their pastors. Prince Owen say, please, where is Biodun Fatonyibo's spiritual mother, Reverend Funke Adejumo? She can't tell us she hasn't heard about this issue. She's a mother, wife, sister. She should come out and tell the whole world something. See, there are some females who are defending this thing safe. I tell you. In fact, there was a comment during the Ese Walter saga, there was a comment by a female that trended at the time that you are not even happy that it is a holy dick that fuck you. Yes. I'm saying we share the same space with stupid people. Do you think I like using the word stupid? I don't reach the wall, now you make me to use that word. I don't reach the wall, now you make me to use the word stupid. I don't like to use the word stupid, but I don't tire. You're welcome, Burton Afonja. Let BBN start, you will see the true Nigeria. God bless you. So if you're expecting a revolution after this one that we did today, you're wasting your time. Everybody is going back to their rooms to watch Big Brother Nigeria. That is the lazy Nigerian youth aspect. Now, what made today's protest possible was because of the media sensational aspect of the report of the pastor. That is a pastor. Before people can start challenging pastor, do you know how long we have been championing the cause against religious foolishness? It's over 10 years. It takes a decade for Nigerians to understand one message. It takes a decade. Now, this BB Nigeria entertainment fluffy things and all of that, before they can recover from this one too, another decade. That's Nigeria for you. Before people can start challenging government, it took 10 years. This is 2019, Abi. The first one was in 2015. For the first time when a sitting government would lose election and go, was in 2015. Guess since when have Gani Fahimi and Co been shouting that no, this is not right, we have to kick them out of power, and the youth will not vote Gani Fahimi? Guess since when Fela formed Movement of the People, MOP? Fela don't die, don't reach 20 years now. We are still where we are. It takes a decade for Nigerians to understand one message, and not everybody will still understand it. I'm telling you. So we are expecting a revolution in Nigeria. Maybe something by a few people who will not involve everybody. But if you are expecting to involve everybody, waste of time. Nigerians, they will surprise you. Rudely, you go shock. Reggie Williams said regard settlements can cause revolution. No, it cannot. You can see some governors have already started volunteering land for this. It cannot. You know why it cannot? Because those that are supposed to challenge it are also themselves only looking for their own pockets. Most of them. For instance, the reason PDP people are challenging it is because they are no longer in power. Amen. Aha. It's because they are no longer in power. So they want to be sponsoring opposition media against the Ruga settlement policy. But they cannot outspend APC propaganda machine. So it used to be that APC used to mobilize protesters and pay them. But who will mobilize people this time? The Occupy Nigeria protest became that big because APC paid into it. If you are expecting the same thing this time in Ruga matter, PDP is already broke. The ones that stole enough money among them have been exposed, taken to court, and the largest chunk of the money they stole has been taken. And these are people who don't have job outside of politics. They cannot manage a branch of Mr. Big successfully. They will bankrupt it. The only money they depend on is in politics. And that is why most of them are crossing to APC. They can't survive outside of politics. So the few of them that are remaining and still trying to kick, they no feel rub shoulder with APC in terms of spending on propaganda. So who will mobilize protesters to protest against Ruga? They have already started blocking mouths that should have talked. They have already started blocking their mouths with money to speak in favor of Ruga. And the ranching is the best. It will do this, it will do that. By the way, it is like this. It's like, so forget that shit. Bamjushi says Nigerians are not ready. Ruga is going on inconspicuously, unbeknownst to the media, to the masses. Bamjoshi again says traditional elders are also getting their allergies from implementation of the Ruga. APC is oiling their hands on the low. Femi says politicians and religious leaders in Nigeria will soon finish Nigeria. Reggie Williams, it is bringing Ruga down south that will cause the wahala. See, let me give you a gist. All the Southwest governors will not accept the Ruga thing at once. They will do it gradually. They may say, we want to test run it. Lagos may be the last place because Lagos does not have so much of land expanse that is still available like that. I don't know, maybe a pair, But there are some governors that will easily say, Mr. President, we are already clearing a place for it. So they will now do it in phases in order not to make people protest. But those of you that are even shouting protest, you are not in Nigeria. The ones that are supposed to protest that are in Nigeria are just looking for what to eat. If you try to mobilize Nigerian youth today, many of them will tell you whether we protest or not, what they will do. So let me not waste my time, give me money. I'm telling you the reality. So Reggie Williams, okay. Bamjushi says, Uncle Shegun, you just see. Oh, now today I don't date this country. Now Prince Owen says, decade care. Mathematics is not as difficult as that. So Nigeria is as dumb as that. Tired of the whole thing. How long did it take Fela to be preaching against politicians thieving and people revolting against thieving politicians? He did that till he died. It's 20 years after Fela died. Not everybody still got the message. I think get memo here. We have not still gotten the memo yet. That's the stage where we are. So it takes every message, every positive message you give to Nigerians, they will challenge it, they will fight it, they will shut it down, they will oppose it, they will condemn, they will apprehend it, they will arrest it. Nigerians, so it is to their own favor, but they will challenge it, they will shut it down. If that message is so resilient, it will endure. And about 10 years after, it will work. That is why when Shore came out, I supported Shore not because I knew he would win. I knew that the idea of him even coming out will be challenged. It will be challenged. By the people he came to save, they will challenge him. Did you hear they say they should go and start from councillorship? Now. But I knew that after 10 years, they will now start realizing that, but that guy, he means well now. He's qualified. He has the brain. He has the energy. He has this. It will take 10 years. Minimum then, yeah. And I'm not cursing. It's real. It's what I know about Nigerians. That's why I said I'm not proud to share the same space with stupid people. I'm not proud. There are too many stupid people in this country. You are driving the wheel forward, they'll be dragging it backwards. And because democracy is a game of number, and the stupid people are more than those of us who can understand progress. And democracy is about number. Democracy is not about the quality of what you think. It's about the number of stupid people who are going in the same direction. What can we do? They are more than us. So we are helpless. We are helpless. So that is why it takes 10 years for Nigeria to get a message and move forward. Because the largest proportion of the population are people who can think. So it takes 10 years for a message to sink in them. That's the problem. Rough and Rugged says, Shegun, truly there was a ranch in most states. Uncommon Nigeria, the only revolution is a tsunami that will kill all of us, including me. But the new settlers of Nigeria then might genuinely regrow the nation. Prince One. You said you see Kako Onikumwekun. I'm not sure why a man should step down from something he spent his whole life building on an unsubstantiated, unconvicted accusation. You have no idea. I wish I saved this message so I can display it to you here. If you have, matchbox. If you bring out all the matches in the matchbox and arrange them on the table, set fire on just one of it, because they are close to each other, they will start lighting one another, and they will consume all of them. But if you bring one or two, just one that is at the middle, if you take it backward, just remove it. By the time that one is missing and cannot connect the fire to the next person, it will stop the disaster there. Logic in you. If he removes himself, he's not removing himself by leaving the church. He's just temporarily removing his name from the name of the church from that scandal. Anyways, I'm not in the position to advise the church. I'm just talking objectively, in my own opinion, right? And in that 10 years, all other African countries will have moved ahead. And now new thing. Malaysia never leave us. Ghana never leave us. You remember the Ghana must go era. Now it is Nigeria must go in Ghana. They will move now. They are not waiting for us. Our stupid now. Our land is stupid population. It's not their fault. Kako says the incidents occurred over 15 years. What's the statute of limitations concerning such incidents? We have so many ladies on the streets who are broken, who have no courage to speak because of the culture of societal stigma, and also because they feel that if the person is a powerful person and well-placed person, even if you complain or you confess or you try to expose it, you still be the one that will get the blame. Have you seen where have you gone to police station lately over a rape matter and the police is blaming the victim? Which you say go do there? Which you say where? Why you say waka like that? This I'm telling you about Nigeria. Nigeria blames the victim. Rough and Rugged say ranches in Calabar was managed by the Calabar people, not for foreigners to take over people's place. Ranch in Yoruba land should be practiced by Yoruba in such profession and not for Fulani to do. You can commercialize ranching. You can let Yorubas also go into the business. We have so many graduates who if you educate them, give them loan, they might be willing to own and operate ranches. They don't have to be using stick to be following cows up and down. If I have capital, I want a ranch. Do you know the consumption level of protein of cow meat in Southwest alone per day? It's big business. I want to own a ranch if I have the capital. And if in case you have the capital and you want us to go into that business, contact me. Let us start it. I'm serious now. It doesn't have to be only here. It's not. Hausa does not have monopoly of cow meat business now. It is not genetic business for the Hausa people to do. It's a universal business for anybody that is so interested to go into. So why should we always say this thing is for our Igbo? Selling spare parts is for Igbo. Who says you cannot sell it? Selling cow meat is for Hausa. Who says so? So what is for Yoruba? She claims to be 17 years old at the time of the incident. Age of consent is 16 years in Kwara State. So statutory rape is not even an issue here. See, as of 17 years ago, was 16 years of age and age of consent? That's number one. Number two, when you say age of consent, does it mean everybody that is above 16, if raped, cannot confess or cannot report rape because they are already of age of consent? See, it is not about age. Even if you're an adult, you can be I said something on my Facebook wall today that even an ashawo can be raped. Ashawo, it's her job, but she can be raped if she does not want to do and you force her. Age of consent may be 16, it might even be 12, it might be 11, it might be 9. But the moment even an adult of 30 is forced against her wish, it is rape. The underlying factor is consent, not age. Uncle Coza is owned by the guy and has no board governing the company. Coza is congregation of zombies and animals. VCM Media. That one is Asho. Kako. Uncle Shegun, this country will also touch on police rape, political class rape, Nollywood rape, music industry rape, university lecturers rape. See, like I said, those people that came out today to protest tried. Alright, it's been a long time we even see Nigeria youth come out to speak in one voice against things like this. They tried. If you feel that this will be extended to another level, you to start that another level. Anybody, see, nobody has prerogative of what should be started or stopped in this country. What Nigeria needs to recognize is the law as a viable outlet for settling disputes, and as an attorney out here in the States, I know what a resort to mob justice can cause. Exactly. Reggie Williams said, by the way, what happened to your dreads? My dread was a project. I did it because I wanted to solidarize with the people who were being harassed by the SARS operatives. So I learned that SARS picks people just because they carry dread. So I wanted to be harassed. But throughout my over 1 year period of carrying the dread, they stopped me, but they let me go. They don't even sustain conversations with me. The moment they stop me and I ask them questions, they ask me questions, I ask them questions back, they notice that this one will be like, say, no be Yahoo boy, they leave me to go. So I think there's more to being harassed by SARS than dread. So by the time I was done with my project, I had to clear the air. I'm not a dread person from time. I didn't really like it, but the only thing I noticed that even encouraged me more to wanted to make the dread then was because if I comb my hair was plenty, so if I comb it within 10-15 minutes it's rough again. So I'm like, be like saying that God won't make me before make I leave him. So I now decided to make the dread in solidarity with the people that were being harassed by SARS. But by the time I was done with that project, I cleared the dread. Let me take this as the last comment for tonight, and then I'm going to close it. Rough and rugged. So we had ranches during the time of Baba Awolowo. Yoruba people asked the brain work. That was why most Ibadan people and most Kwara you find in other Yoruba land are into meat selling. They are alapata. How many of you saw my interview with Falana yesterday? Yesterday I interviewed Falana yesterday. The popular human rights lawyer and constitutional lawyer, barrister Femi Falana, SAN. I interviewed him yesterday regarding this. You can just search it on this channel, it's there. Femi Falana, I had a one-on-one with him and he talked about the ranching. He mentioned this that Awolowo even introduced. I think he said a German breed of cow in the southwest then. So that every successive regime has always encouraged ranch until a disruptive era in the military history. Alright. But I'm just saying, Uncle Shegun, with this hair combed, you will look like Shehu Sonny. I don't know whether to accept that comparison or to reject it. But anyways, thank you so much, everybody. At this time, I think we should let the matter go. So, thank you everybody, and thank you to the person who reached out to me today to say he wants to support in respect of seeing how we can fix the camera. So he gave two opinions. He said, well, he wants to send his little widow's mite to see if we can replace the studio camera. All right, that he wouldn't have enough money to replace it for me, but he might be able to contribute to see how we can add more money to it to see how we can replace it. All right, so he promised to reach out with whatever little he has. So if you want to join him in also contributing your widow's mite, maybe what you have is 50, maybe what you have is 100, maybe what you have is 20. God will bless all of us. Amen. So Argentina, okay, thank you, Botana Fonja. Yeah, it was Argentina, yes. It was in Argentina that Awolowo brought that breed of cow. Jojo Basiki, the protest was well done. I really commend those youth involved, and I pray more Nigerian youth start talking too, instead of them running to those useless churches to shout, I receive it. Receive what? People, they have been receiving blue in church. They have been receiving insults in church. I don't know. Prince One says police, soldier, lawyers, lecturers, even rape. So where do we run to? I find it difficult to control. I've not been reading in the news lately that DPO are impregnating inmates. DPO get wife. See, these people, all these people that are supposed to be responsible, they are all these people that you are supposed to respect and you are expecting responsibility from. They are also rapists. Don't you get it? They are also bad. They're not well. So when somebody was telling me on social media, on Facebook today, that you should let the law take its course, you should let the police do their job, I'm like, who holds them? But at any rate, who trusts them? Who is holding them not to do their job? But at the same time, who is trusting them? We know. That is why sometimes the court of public opinion coming out to say we shame this act, we don't want it, is sometimes more satisfactory than waiting for a court that will delay till 20 years after, or that will even compromise before that time. They will change the judge today, there will be vacation tomorrow, they will adjourn next, they will say according to Evidence Act, the witness you brought, we cannot accept it, is defective. They will bring preliminary excuses. They will ask the courts to trash out. They will challenge the court's jurisdiction here and there, and then they will eventually reach the judge. Are you not aware that there are two kinds of judges in this country? And to win a matter in this country, you need those two judges. Number one, the judge that knows the you need two types of lawyers. Sorry. Number one, the lawyer that knows the law. Number two, the lawyer that knows the judge. And usually it is not the one that knows the law that wins the matter for you, it is the one that knows the judge. But you need the two. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to to stretch this conversation, but if you want to reach out to me in respect of the camera, maybe you want to also drop your own widow's mite, the number to reach me is 081 70747424 081 70 74 74 24. I repeat it for the last time, 081 70 74 74 24. That is 081 70 74 74 24. Thank you for your patience. It's been a long, it's 58 minutes 44, almost 1 hour already. That's serious. And I don't want it to be too long because of people who are not privileged to join us live, who want to play it back. They may be discouraged when they see long duration in time count, but it's okay. 1 hour is okay. Let's keep it at 1 hour. Thank you very much, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully by God's grace. Sayonara.